Check 1 2 1 2. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, I hope y'all are feeling good. Y'all know that this is one of my favorite days of the week, if not my favorite day of the week. It's Friday, and I got a great show set up for y'all today. All right, in lead stories, Hillary Clinton speaks out after her Epstein testimony. Bill Clinton defends Donald Trump during his Epstein testimony. The DOJ gets caught deleting Howard Lutnick's pictures with Epstein. Zohran Mamdani teams up with Donald Trump. Donald Trump could attack Iran this weekend. Is Trump's health at risk? Also, Paramount looks like it's winning its bid for WB against Netflix. In quick news, we're going to talk the comeback of the Motorola Flip phone. We have an update on Tampa International Airport banning pajamas. And also, Uber is launching helicopters this year. As always, we're going to go right to the comment section because you know these lives are all about getting your reaction, talking and hearing both sides. And then after comments, we're going to go and close out the show as per usual with lesson of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, your devices up. Come on, y'all. Let's get into it. It's Friday, and I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right. Welcome. I see we already got two people in the chat. Somebody yelled out, "It's Friday," before we even started. That's the kind of out louders I like. All right. Welcome everybody who is tuning in live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. Quick programming note. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, we got two streams. All right. If you are on your phone, you can use either stream. There's a mobile stream where you have a little phone icon and it has a brackets with M. That is the mobile stream. We also have a TV and laptop stream. If you're on your phone, you could use either one. If you're at home or on your laptop, please do not use the mobile stream. If you're on your TV or your laptop and use the mobile stream, you're going to see two big black boxes in front of me and they're going to be this big on your screen. Please use the normal one without the emoji or the M beside, all right? Thanks again for tuning in. We got a great show set up for you guys today, and then I'm going to send you all off to the weekend. All right, so let's jump into things, man. I'm in a good mood, as per usual, right? Come on, y'all know I literally just wait for the day that I can yell, "It's Friday." All right, Trent, focus. Okay. We're going to do a little cleanup. As you guys know, I go live at 5:30 every day. So yesterday, I wasn't able to wrap up Hillary Clinton. Just like today, I won't be able to wrap up Bill Clinton, although I do have a lot from Bill Clinton's testimony. I'm going to play a quick clip from Hillary Clinton, her deposition, and then we're going to go right next to Bill Clinton. There's a lot going on with Bill Clinton, a lot of misinformation out there that he is defending Donald Trump. The Republicans say he's defending Donald Trump. The Democrats have a whole other thing to say. We're going to break it all down, all right? Let's first start out with Hillary Clinton. Take a listen to this.
I believe this was a fair hearing, and do you still want to testify publicly even though you gave this deposition?
Well, I'm not going to do it again. They had a chance to do it in public, and I wish they had done it in public. And I think they're making the wrong decision, avoiding doing it in public. I thought it was very repetitive. I thought that they asked literally the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to me to be very productive. And then, as I said, toward the end, there were other questions that were totally off subject. I don't know when the video will be out. I don't know when the transcript will be out. We've asked that they be out as quickly as possible, and then you can see.
Madam Secretary, what was your reaction to this?
We have some big news right now. Hillary Clinton answered every single question under oath, never pled the fifth once during today's deposition regarding Jeffrey Epstein. Republicans even asked her about Pizzagate and UFOs during the deposition under oath. She answered every question. Pressure is building on Trump now to testify under oath, along with Howard Lutnick, his Commerce Secretary, tomorrow. Former President Bill Clinton will be testifying under oath, the first time, I believe, a former president has ever testified under oath in a deposition like this. And Democrats are calling for Trump and Lutnick to do the same after Clinton's testimony today. Allegedly, she did not, according to Yasemin Ansari, who I spoke with, she was inside the room, she said that Hillary didn't really answer questions regarding Bill. She kind of left that to Bill. She said she never went on Epstein's island, never went on Epstein's plane, had no recollection of ever meeting with Epstein. They're demanding the release of the full transcript ASAP, so we'll see what happens. I'll have more updates for you.
All right. So again, like I said, we just wanted to tie up Hillary. I wanted you guys to hear that they asked her about Pizzagate, which I thought was amazing. Look, y'all know me. I'm independent. I sit right in the middle. Ask her about Pizzagate. Ask her about every single thing under the sun. I didn't think we were going to get anything out of Hillary. We still don't have the transcripts or the video. And, you know, if there was something that was bombshell or crazy, somebody would have told us already. I really think that this was just Hillary coming out to just say, hey, I'm not afraid. I'll go under oath. I don't know anything. The fact that she hasn't met Jeffrey Epstein doesn't mean anything to me. Ghislaine was at your daughter's wedding. You have some sort of knowledge, even if you wanted to close your eyes and take money. Ghislaine was at Chelsea's wedding. And I have heard that she was there as a plus one. I'm still bothered, all right? Depose all of them. All right. So that is Hillary. Let's go on to something more important and give you a quick recap on what's going on with not Donald Trump, with Bill Clinton. And then I have a lot of notes, okay? Here is this.
We have some news right now. Former President Bill Clinton has begun his deposition in front of the House Oversight Committee on his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He's released his opening statement. I have it here for you. Let's take a look. It's a two-page statement. It begins by saying, I'm here today for two reasons. The first is that I love my country, and America was built upon the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, taking a veiled shot at the current president. Second reason, he says, is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interaction any indication of what was truly going on, I am here to offer what little I know so that I might prevent anything like this from ever happening again. He then goes and defends Hillary Clinton as well. Then he goes on to say that he has no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing, no matter how many photos you show me. I think he's referring to the fact that he's in many photos with Jeffrey Epstein. He says, I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing, and I did nothing wrong. And then he says, you'll often see me here say that I don't recall. That might be unsatisfying, but I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of.
By the way, just want to pause for that. I hate that he even put that in his opening statement. That just sounds like guiltiness to me. You might hear in this deposition, and I'm not going to say I don't recall. Bruh, you had ample time to prepare for this, months to prepare for this, and you're really going to sit down here and put in your opening statement, you're going to hear me say, I don't recall. And by the way, Hillary even said that too. I don't recall meeting Epstein, just in case some picture ever comes out. I don't like that. And I don't like that he put that in the opening statement, but I digress. Let's get back.
And he finishes with, quote, with that, Mr. Chairman, fire away. This deposition is scheduled to last longer than Hillary's yesterday, given the fact that Bill Clinton had many more contacts with Jeffrey Epstein.
A new precedent has been set in America today. Before this, we had the Trump rule. Trump defied, as all of you know, a congressional subpoena with the January 6th committee. He said presidents don't have to testify. Now we have the Clinton rule, which is that presidents and their families have to testify when Congress issues a subpoena. And that means that Donald Trump needs to come before our committee and explain what he knew about Epstein and explain why we have not had a full release of the documents. We also need other people, part of the Epstein class, to come before this committee. If President Clinton can answer questions, many others need to as well.
I completely agree with that. I feel like that is the cornerstone. That's the epicenter of America. That is the beauty, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Nobody is above the law. There is no kings and queens in the United States of America. And like I said earlier, To me, that's the whole reason for bringing the Clintons in. This is a former president. It sets a precedent now that a president and or former president is not above the law and can sit down and be deposed. So while I am nowhere near standing up for Bill Clinton, he is in there, maybe not as much as Trump, but he's in there way too much for my liking. Them pictures are way too sus for me. But I will give him one small little percentage ounce of credit for sitting down for this deposition, because Trump hasn't done that yet. And when Trump does, and if he does, which I don't think he will, I will give him the same credit. Okay, now let's go on to what a lot of people are talking about, okay? So I have some inside information. So, oh, by the way, they're not supposed to, Democrats or Republicans are not supposed to, it goes against the rule to let out any information that goes on in the deposition. We are all supposed to wait for the transcripts and or video. Of course, some are breaking rank and letting some people know. And some of them are leaking it out to YouTubers and content creators so that it's not like leaked out to like official journalists, okay? So somebody asked Bill Clinton, should Trump sit down for a deposition in the Oversight Committee? And he says, that's for y'all to decide, not up to me. He also said, this is a line that has been quoted, he said, I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong, alluding to Jeffrey Epstein and his sick behavior. Now, here is what's getting a lot of attention. Now, I cannot quote exactly what he said, but this is basically like a loose quote. Bill Clinton said about Donald Trump, he never gave me a reason to think that he was involved in or did anything wrong. Now, like I said, we don't have the transcripts or we don't have the video. So this was James Comer who put that out. If I'm not mistaken, this is James Comer, but his last name is Comer. He says, the president went on to say, Bill Clinton went on to say that Donald Trump has never said anything to him to make him think he was involved. And he meant with Epstein. Then a Democrat came out and said, let's be clear. He took that post from Comer, retweeted and said, let's be clear. Today, President Clinton raised more questions about the relationship between President Trump and Epstein, especially with regards to the reason their relationship ended. Claims that President Clinton fully exonerated Trump are wrong and a mischaracterization. So what's the truth? Did he say that Trump never did anything wrong and he never saw doing anything wrong, or did he not say it? Well, I want to know what it is. How could Comer come out and flat out lie, and or how could a Democrat come out and outright lie? Because this is from the Oversight Dems. We're going to find out by tomorrow because these things are going to be released. This is what I hate about each side. One of these people are lying. We're going to find out. Now, let me tell you the trickery. The game is, like Charlamagne always says, what does he say? The lie is always, nobody believes the truth when the lie is more entertaining. So, the headline is, Bill Clinton says Trump never did anything wrong. And that will be the headline. By the time it comes out tomorrow, it's Saturday, people are partying, shopping, groceries, they're with their kids. And nobody's going to hear that. All people are going to hear, especially MAGA and Republicans, they're going to hear, yo, Bill says Trump never did anything. Anyways, it goes on to say, in fact, President Clinton confirmed that he knew Trump and Epstein had a close relationship, and Trump reported having great times with Epstein. The full transcript, unedited, will be released immediately. Should be released immediately. Just want to reiterate, this is from the official Twitter from the Oversight Democrats. They are saying that Clinton never exonerated Trump. He never said that he never seen Trump do anything wrong. And in fact, he says President Clinton confirmed that he knew that Trump and Epstein had a close relationship and that Trump reported having great times. That doesn't mean he did anything illegal, let's be fair, but reported having great times with Epstein. The full transcripts and unedited versions should be released immediately. Okay, so let me move on. A couple of other important points to note. There are no available files that accuse Bill Clinton of any crime. That is so far of what we've seen in the Epstein files. There's still 3 million left to be released. But as we know now, and what we've realized from this oversight committee today deposition, there is no accusation of Bill Clinton doing anything wrong. There is an available file with an accusation. I'm highlighting accusation for the Republicans in the comment section. There are files accusing Donald Trump of multiple crimes. I'd like to reiterate that for the people in the back. There is no files, there's no paperwork. Bill Clinton's name is in the Epstein files thousands of times, but there is no accusation of Bill committing any crimes. However, there are files, documents, and video of people and or peoples, multiple people accusing Donald Trump of a crime. Now, if you, for those of you who follow the show daily, you know I've been telling you that for the past week. There is a woman who's interviewed 4 times by the FBI, deemed a credible witness that accused Donald Trump of the R word, et cetera, Epstein-like crimes. She's accused him. Nobody says that it's true or not, but she accused him and Epstein. Those 3 of those 4 videos have been removed from the DOJ site. Nobody knows where they are or what's going on, but they are accusing Donald Trump of crimes. Why that hasn't been more investigated, we don't know. This is what we're trying to find out, and this is why people want Donald Trump to sit down in the oversight committee so that we can ask him these questions. I think more importantly, you should ask Kash Patel and the FBI director at that time why they didn't investigate Trump, but we all know why. Okay. Trump has been caught in lies. There's some documentation that proves that he did not kick Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago at the time in which he has said. There has been no files that prove that Bill Clinton has lied. So those are 2 differentiating factors from Bill and Trump. One of just there's nobody accusing him of a crime, and 2, he hasn't been caught with the files. Then, of course, the Democrats went on to ask why there's photos of Howard Lutnick being removed. I have a video for that. We're going to talk about that next. Also important to note, Bill Clinton has not pled guilty as of right now, 6 p.m. I think it might be over, but I can only keep up before I have to start preparing for the show. So I think from around 4 o'clock, I have not heard of Bill Clinton pleading the 5th, and Hillary Clinton has not pled the 5th. And of course, the Dems and everybody want the release of the deposition from Bill and Hillary Clinton. All right. So that is what I have for now with Bill and Hillary, the deposition. Nothing alarming, no, bombshell, the world is going to change. Like I said, I think it's more, all right, your move now. It's not a checkmate, check. A former president has sat down and spoken, and his wife, who in MAGA that's in the files is going to come and sit down next. Can't wait to come to the comment section. Let's move on to Howard Lutnick, because I think he might be been spoken about today more than Bill and Hillary. Let's go on so you guys can hear this. I think there's 2 videos back to back. Take a listen.
The major breaking news regarding the Jeffrey Epstein cover-up. The Trump DOJ removed this photo from the Epstein files. If you zoom in on this man, what do you notice? Howard Lutnick on Epstein Island. You might recall Lutnick testified that he only went to Epstein Island with his wife and kids. Definitely not his wife and definitely not his kids. The cover-up continued.
Okay, hold on. I just want to be fair, do my due diligence. Howard Lutnick said that he went to lunch on the island for 1 hour. So this photo could have been there. It's not like he's caught in a lie. Just want to make that clear. He's never said like how Hillary, I've never went to the island, and then you have a picture of him there. He has said that he went there for a lunch. Just want to make that 100% clear. Let's continue.
We have significant
testified that he only went to Epstein Island with his wife and kids. Definitely not his wife and definitely not his kids. The cover-up continued.
We have significant developments right now. The first Republican on the Oversight Committee has broken from their own party, demanding that Howard Lutnick, Donald Trump's Commerce Secretary, testify in front of the committee. This is a major development because the Oversight Committee is the one that's leading the investigation into the Epstein files. And Howard Lutnick has had a personal and business relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, has lied to the public about the extent of this relationship on multiple occasions. And well, now a newly released photograph that was since deleted by the Department of Justice showed possibly Howard Lutnick on Epstein's island. And while Nancy Mace this morning says that Howard Lutnick has to testify in front of the committee, comes after James Comer, the Republican chair yesterday, essentially said that they'll look into it without guaranteeing that they're going to subpoena Lutnick. The pressure is really building on Donald Trump's cabinet secretary right now, and this is an issue that's not going away until Lutnick gives more answers. So oversight Republicans are now demanding possible testimony from him. We'll see what happens. Spread the word.
I love this. I love this. I love this. Y'all in the comment section should love this too. Okay, the DOJ, fine. We already know Pam Bondi and where her loyalty lies. I don't expect nothing from her. All right, I expect her to take down the pictures. I expect her to take down the 3 interviews of the girl who's accusing Donald Trump of R-wording. I have no faith in Pam Bondi nor Kash Patel, but I want to salute. I'll even give a horns to the Republicans who want Howard Lutnick to testify and sit down in front of the House committee. That's exactly what I just said. Okay, Bill, former president, former first lady has sat down. Howard Lutnick, Donald Trump, everybody else who is there. I want Elon Musk. Everybody that has some sort of question, they should sit down. So I can't wait to see what you guys think about that, okay? Let's stay with politics and move on to Zohran Mamdani. Love this. And some of you may have heard already that he was at the White House. I think this was yesterday, but I caught it a little bit late. And him and Trump are working together. Again, for my daily listeners, you know that my entire point of having this show, my entire point of going live is to have the conversation between Republicans and Democrats and me be the mediator in the beginning that gives a point on one side when it's justified and a point on the other. I love the fact that Zohran Mamdani and Donald Trump are working together for New York, for housing. This should be a precedent. This should be an example, a shining example to the people in the Democratic Party that Donald Trump will work with Democrats. But you have to understand how to work with Donald Trump. He's the president of the United States, whether you like it or not. There is a way to work with him, and Zohran has figured it out. Listen to this video.
Mamdani just showed every politician in America how to actually get shit done. Today, Zohran and Trump had a meeting that focused on building more housing in New York City. Now, as we know, during the campaign, Zohran promised to build an additional 200,000 units of affordable housing in New York City. And the question that everyone has for him is how the gonna do it. So in this meeting with Trump, it was reported that Zohran talked about that real estate, debated complicated zoning codes, and how to get utility giant Con Ed to bring down electricity rates for New York City residents. But the real win is in understanding how the money actually moves. You see, mayors can do the work to sit with the president of the United States to get federal dollars directly to the city to build more housing without having to go through the state. Trump has direct oversight over a federal agency called the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The Department of Housing and Urban Development administers programs like the Community Development Block Grant, which sends money directly to cities and states. Zohran could use these dollars to directly build the affordable housing that is needed, also purchase the land, and build the infrastructure tied to the development, like sewers, transit extensions, and power grid upgrades, which makes housing development financially viable in areas that currently aren't. Second is the Home Investment Partnership Program, which is another HUD initiative that gives cities federal dollars specifically to build, buy, or rehabilitate affordable housing. New York City already uses this regularly, but a more cooperative White House relationship means larger sums of money and fewer bureaucratic obstacles to actually get done. Third, New York City's housing crisis is partly a land crisis. The city is a densely populated island with limited space, and one of the biggest levers that Trump has that people don't talk enough about is that he could direct federal agencies to transfer or lease underutilized federal land in and around New York City for housing. A great example of this is the Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn, which is actually already being discussed as federal land for housing. It's a decommissioned naval air station and national recreation area managed by the National Park Service. And when federal land sits underutilized in one of the most expensive real estate estate markets on earth, that's an enormously missed opportunity. The average person doesn't even realize that the federal government is literally sitting on land in Brooklyn and the Bronx that could have thousands of apartments on it today. The bottom line is that Mamdani and Trump have a good relationship that Mamdani is leveraging to better the lives of New York City residents by delivering on his campaign promises. And surprisingly, it doesn't even seem like it's a performative relationship, because if you look at just what happened with the New Yorker who was illegally detained by ICE in New York City, federal immigration agents allegedly used deception to gain entry into a campus residential building on Columbia's campus. And in that meeting about housing, Mamdani also shared his concerns about the student who was detained, and Trump immediately said that she would be released imminently. And it's that situation that shows the most important dimension of their relationship. The fact that the direct line to the White House isn't just symbolic, it's operational. A mayor who can just pick up the phone and get an unjust detention reversed in real time is wielding real power for his constituents in a way that no amount of protest or press conferences could ever match. And that's how he doesn't compromise his values. He gets it done, and he builds 200,000 more affordable units of housing like he promised during his campaign.
Love that. He got a paper, if I think it was like an old school paper of like Gerald Ford, and he put, he did some graphic design, and he used the Gerald Ford paper, and it was like Trump is going to help the city, and Trump took a picture of it, and it's like, just give him a pat on the back, have a picture up, Trump is amazing. Whatever you got to do, Zohran is like, you know what, I'm going to do, because I promised New Yorkers 200,000 affordable housing homes, and this is how I'm going to get it done. I'm going to go into the White House and I'm going to work with Trump. And I want everybody who doesn't like Trump or on the Democrat side or whatever to give Trump credit for working with Zohran Mamdani. Because if you don't, then it's not fair when he doesn't do something to criticize him. If you want to criticize him when he does something wrong, you have to applaud him when he's doing something right. At the beginning, when Zohran was running and campaigning, Donald Trump said every bad thing about him in the book. So did Zohran. They both went at each other. As soon as he won, it was like, all right, cool, let's come to the White House. That was campaign talk. Let's work. I keep telling you guys that about Donald Trump. He is a different person when President Zelensky is there from Ukraine versus when Putin is there, because he respects Putin, because Putin stands up to him. Same thing like President Xi from China. He stands up to them. You could watch an interview and put it on mute, and you could see Trump's demeanor and body language when he's with Putin versus when he's with President Zelensky. I'm not, no shade to Zelensky. It's just a different president. And Zohran has the same kind of qualities as Putin and Xi. He stands up to Trump, and he tells, I'm going to do this with or without you. He stands up to the New York governor. So shout out to Zohran Mamdani, and shout out to Trump for working together with the Democrats. Don't tell me that Trump doesn't work with Democrats. This is a good point. I want to make sure I highlighted it. Didn't get it in the show yesterday. Okay, let's move on also to something very, very, very important, which I feel like everybody is so caught up with the Epstein files that this kind of Iran thing is like going over everyone's head. And I'm telling you, it's going to be the next thing, as close as maybe this weekend. There was talks in Geneva. The talks didn't go well. And apparently this is supposed to be the last talks. Everything is in place. And I'm going to play a video for you that shows how everything is in place and that how Iran is going to just a flip of a switch and it's over. Take a listen to this.
Told Iran the game is over. And this time, he isn't just talking. Right now, 11 F-22 Raptors, the world's stealth are sitting on the tarmac in Israel. These aren't just for defense. They are the ultimate springboard for a deep strike into Tehran. But while everyone is watching the jets, the real nightmare for Iran is unfolding in the skies over Europe. 6 E-3 Sentry AWACS planes are circling 24/7. They are the eyes that never blink, capturing every single breath the Iranian military takes. You don't put that much radar in the air unless you're preparing for a total blackout. And here is the most terrifying detail. The Pentagon just deployed the EA-37B. It doesn't drop a single. Instead, it triggers an electromagnetic tsunami. In the very first second of a conflict, Iran's entire communication network goes dark. No phones, no radio, no radar. Their billion-dollar air defense system becomes a graveyard of useless electronics. With 2 U.S. carrier strike groups closing in and Netanyahu's cabinet authorized for action, the question isn't if anymore. Trump just found the switch, and he's got his finger right on the button. Iran spent decades building a fortress, but they never prepared for a where they can't even call for help. Who do you think blinks first?
Okay, that's crazy. Those planes that literally flip a switch, boom, all the electronics, all the communication is over. It's like lights out, like this crazy. Anyways, watch out this weekend. It might be just going down. All right. All right. Let's move into something that I saw some people talking about a little bit Tuesday after the State of the Union. And I've been watching this and I found a video and I want to know what you guys think about it. A lot of people thought Trump was, during his speech at the State of the Union, was spitting while he was talking. There's a doctor that has come out and said he wasn't spitting. Those are tonsil stones. And what would cause somebody of that age to have that many tonsil stones? Take a look at this. Don't worry, it's not like graphic or gross or anything. Just take a look at this, okay?
So people think this is a tonsil stone coming out of his mouth. Right there, that's the first one. This is the second one. Do you guys see that? That's the third one. Lands right there. And yeah, that's fascinating. Fourth one, boom. I don't know how somebody could have this many tonsil stones, to be honest with you. The fifth one. Oh my, the sixth one is there. That's a lot just flying out for no reason. It's kind of odd, you guys. That's just, I don't know what that is. Seventh one. How can one guy have that many?
All right. I literally just ChatGPT this quickly. Tonsil stones could be bacteria backup, could be taped debris. I don't even know what that means. Poor oral hygiene, chronic tonsillitis inflammation, dry mouth, common symptoms, bad breath, feeling like you're stuck in your throat, mid-ear pain, etc. This yet again, not saying this is anything alarming, but yet again, what's going on with Trump's health? We have the hand with the bandage on it or the bruising that he claims is from shaking so many hands. This is just ridiculous. You know, the swollen ankles, you know, just the weirdness. And this is just yet another thing that's going on. I understand presidents don't necessarily like to talk about their health, but I just find it ironic that Trump was all over Biden, but this man can't get through a State of the Union without having 7 tonsil stones getting thrown out, so much that the doctor was like, okay, 1 tonsil stone, but 7? Something is up. Just wanted to highlight that with y'all. Now, we're going to go over to this really, really big story that I think broke yesterday. Paramount winning the bid against Netflix. Now, why are we talking about this? Because it has to do with Trump and has to do with politics. And I feel like it is alarming. And I feel like people just feel like, oh, it's just a movie studio buying another studio. It's so much bigger than that. So much bigger than that. This is politics. This is Donald Trump taking over your airways. Please allow me to explain. Paramount wins bidding battle for Warner Brothers Discovery after Netflix drops out, agrees to pay $111 billion. Okay, Netflix has declined to raise its bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, with Paramount now set to win. The streaming giant says the deal was nice to have, but not a must-have. Let me get to it. Paramount wins the bidding war, etc., etc. Netflix CEO releases a statement saying the deal is no longer financially attractive. Listen to this, and let me just get to it quickly. Paramount is owned by the Ellison family, who is what? Huge Donald Trump supporters. So now Donald Trump got in the way of the deal. Yesterday, the CEO of Netflix, before they drew their bid, went to talk to Donald Trump, left the White House. There was pictures of him looking very unhappy. And after he left the White House, he said that Netflix is no longer interested. So this is not a Paramount, buying. It's not like Apple buying Microsoft and nobody cares. No, this is Donald Trump's homie, the Ellison family, pretty much MAGA, will be owning Warner Brothers. And I want to let you guys know what Warner Brothers mean, because you might just think, owning Warner Brothers. What does this mean? Paramount will now own HBO, HBO Max, CNN, CBS, DC Studios, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, MTV, Showtime, TNT, Comedy Central, Harry Potter, DC Comic Books, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Transformers, SpongeBob, etc., 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 etc. Mission Impossible. Okay, those are just like franchise. I don't care about those. Guys, CBS, CNN, two huge media networks. CNN, yes, we know they're pretty much left, but they have been trying under new leadership to be a little bit more, at least center left. Imagine when the Ellison family owns them. It's going to be the new Fox News. So now what are we going to have left where we can get, and I tell you guys, I watch Fox and I watch CNN, and my favorite show to watch is Abby Phillip, because if there's 6 people there, there's 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats, and Abby is in the middle. Yes, we know that she's left. But at least you have people like Scott Jennings, who used to work for George Bush, who is stark Republican, and other good Republicans there, right? What happens when the Ellison family owns CNN? What happens then? What do we have left? They also own CBS. Now, the silver lining is that it's not done yet, even though Netflix has backed out. And from what I understand, it still has to pass regulations, which you know that Trump has people in regulations. But the one thing that it will have to pass is that we'll have to pass an independent judge. Look, the Supreme Court just voted against Trump's tariffs. So I still have some faith left in the judicial system. Now, we do know that there are some judges out there who are not always on the up and up. That's just the world that we live in. But if we randomly get a judge and they're not in Trump's pocket, then or favors or whatever to Trump, then hopefully maybe this deal might not be able to go through. But I just think it would be very, 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 very dangerous for this deal to go through. And the fact that Trump has been involved in this deal, putting his weight behind Paramount, his friends, the Ellison family, he's not even hiding it. You know that he even said that the deal between Paramount and Warner Brothers must include CNN. Trump said that. A president is not supposed to be getting involved in these kind of things, but he is, and that should tell you that he has a mandate. He has a plan of what he wants to do to our airways. You see what he did to Jimmy Kimmel. You see what he did to Stephen Colbert. You see what he's doing to Don Lemon. Just imagine if one of Donald Trump's homies literally is the biggest media person in the world controlling our airways. The one silver lining is that YouTube is not involved, and you guys still at least have YouTubers to get your real news. I mean, kind of like indirectly, it would be good for us. You know what I'm saying? But scary, scary, scary times, y'all. All right, that is it for lead stories. I think we got a lot in there. We're going to go quickly right now to quick news. We're going to talk the comeback of Motorola Flip phones. I told you guys yesterday about Tampa Bay International Airport banning pajamas. I have a follow-up on that. And also, who's going in a helicopter by Uber? I just want to know. Can you imagine you're calling your Uber and you're like, actually, a helicopter is available. It will take you there 10 times quicker. Are you jumping in an Uber helicopter? Let's go to quick news right now. All right. Let's take down this Netflix stuff. All right. Before we get into quick news, I just want to remind y'all of our entertainment quick news that we posted up today on our page. You'll see a thumbnail right here. You can catch it on YouTube on the video section or on podcast platforms. And today we spoke about Rihanna hinting that she may be leaving ASAP Rocky in the new post. Academics exposes Jay-Z and his control over the media, kind of like what we talked about with Donald Trump. 50 Cent is over. It's done. The beef is done. 50 Cent is being buried. T.I., King, and Demichi, T.I.'s son, Demichi, I think his name is. It's done. It's over. Clarissa Shields switches up her comments about Black love. And Gina Hun, if y'all remember, talking a little bit about Diddy, Gina Hun blasts Young Miami and rides for Diddy. All right, that's Diddy's number one side chick. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, that's on our pre-recorded shows daily release around lunchtime. Now let's get into today's quick stories. Do y'all remember this phone that might be making a comeback? Take a look at this. Look at this, y'all. Woo! Some of my old school people will remember this phone. The Motorola Flip phone might be making a comeback. Let me turn down this music a little bit here. Yo, if you guys have noticed online, a lot of like young adults, like 20, 30-year-olds are going back to like the wired headphones. They don't want the earbuds anymore. A lot of people are wanting to go back to simple phones, not phones that are going to send you 20,000 notifications. Look at this. Look at this. Simpler times, my friends. Simpler times. Tell me, guys, in the comment section, are you down to go back to the old school Motorola flip phone? If somebody wants you, they call you. I think you could still get a text message on these phones. I'm not too sure. I think you can, but it was like to spell something, you had to be like 555 and then 666 and spell something else. So you're not texting anybody a whole conversation. You might text like, on my way or hey, what's going on or whatever. But yeah, this is the new unplugging, touch ground or it's a touch grass, whatever the expression is. And, we've talked about this on the show before. I think it was last month where I put out, I showed you guys something from Vanity Fair that, people are just getting away from Instagram. I used to be crazy on Instagram, spending hours on hours and hours. Like I'm barely on Instagram anymore. If I wasn't a content creator, I wouldn't be on Instagram at all. A lot of people are moving away from this social media era, all of these apps. Even Elon Musk said in 5 years, you won't have a bunch of all these apps. You'll just have one AI and you'll have, it will be a simpler tool and it will just funnel the information that we want to be on. You're not going to go Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and have all of these different things. It's going to go back to a much simpler, calmer life. Who's down for an old school flip phone? I know I am. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the Tampa Bay International Airport. So yesterday there was a report that went out, and everybody in the comment section were like, "Yo, yes, I necessarily wouldn't wear it, but who is going to fault somebody for wearing a pajama?" And then a couple of people were even asking the question, wait a second, what if I come from another airport and I'm wearing pajamas? If I land in Tampa Bay, what, I can't come into the airport if I have pajamas? Listen to this.
The Tampa International Airport just made a post saying that they are going to ban people from wearing pajamas in their airport. At least that's what they just posted on their social media. They said, "We've seen enough. We've had enough. It's time to ban pajamas at Tampa International Airport." They said after successfully banning Crocs and giving everyone the amazing opportunity to experience a Croc-free airport, now we are going to ban you from wearing pajamas in the middle of the day. And they didn't say this was fake. Anywhere in the post, they said this could be a disruptive decision. The madness stops today and help Tampa become the world's first Croc-free and pajama-free airport. Now, quickly after that post went out, and it was from the official Tampa Airport account, they did say that it was just a joke and that they were kidding. It also looks like they were poking fun at Donald Trump and the Department of Transportation because the DOT lists dressing with respect by Sean Duffy as what they should do when they go flying.
Okay, I'm never flying to Tampa Airport ever again. You can't use your official account to put out something like that and then a few hours later be like, "You were just joking?" You're an airport. What? You're not a little high school kid, bro. What are you doing? Well, you're not in college. Oh, I'm just trolling. What is going on? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I give Trump and the White House like credit for, making fun of something sometimes and, talking in, today's language and using social media. But let's not get to the point, or even Wendy's actually does a good job of that too. Like, I like companies, acting a little funny sometimes, but you can't put out a whole troll. You could get with the social media era, but you're not allowed to troll. That's crazy work. I'm banning Tampa International Airport. Crazy work. All right, talking about airports, let's talk about Uber's new option that'll be coming out this year. I want to know if you guys are going to take this. Take a listen.
You got us an Uber. Yeah, I did, but it's an Uber Air. A what? Yeah, it fits 4 passengers and 1 pilot, and it's fully electric, so it's super quiet. It has 6 propellers, and it's called Joby, and it charges just like an EV car. So is it super fast? It takes off vertically like a helicopter, and then once it's in the air, it tilts forward and flies like a plane. It can go almost 200 miles per hour. So instead of a 1-hour car ride from Manhattan to JFK Airport, this will only take you 7 minutes. But this sounds quite expensive. The price is supposed to be about the same as what an Uber Black would cost. So Upton, where can I order it? It's launching in Dubai this year. You can order one on the Uber app, and it plans to launch in New York, LA, and London eventually.
Yo, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. I'm not going on a helicopter ever. Like, no. But that's until I heard, like, it will take 7 minutes to go to JFK Airport. I remember one time I was leaving the Diddy trial and I was going to be late. I had to leave early and get into a cab. I paid him double. I'm like, yo, get me to the airport. I can't miss my flight. I need to go. I need to fly out of here. If this helicopter was around, it would have taken me 7 minutes, and it's only the same price as the Uber Black. That is the part that's getting me. That's crazy. So I'm pretty much down for it. And like everything that comes out new, we all say we're not going to do it until we see a bunch of people doing it. I remember there was a time where I'm like, I'm not getting into an Uber. I'm not going to get into a stranger's car, because I didn't know, like, you know, they went through this, like, you know, this rigorous test and this whatever, blah, blah. You thought, you know, a taxi was safe. I'm like, I'm not going into just a person that's driving by, and because he's on the Uber app, I'm going to jump in there. No. Now I haven't taken a taxi in years. Same thing with this. All right, that is it for quick news. I'm going to come over to the comment section right now. I see it blowing up. Let's go. All right. Welcome all to the comment section. Hope you had a good show today. Bam. Love how the comment section is going off. I won't do the whole commercial, but just want to put up the QR code here for anybody that wants to sign up to Aura. There's also the link below. You'll see the link below. What is Aura, you might ask? Aura is an all-in-one digital security protection. If you've ever wondered why somebody has your phone number, why you get a link, why you get a spam phone call, it's because people have your information. They sell your information on the dark web. Aura can remove all that for you. It's really cool. It's a free sign up, free for 14 days. You put in your information. They can show you your social security number, your credit card, or whatever that's out there on the dark web that people might be using without your knowledge. You click, it deletes it. If you want to sign up, you can. It's absolutely free for 14 days to remove some of your information that might be out there. Okay. Let's go to the comment section. I remember seeing this first one here. Hey, I love when it has this big blue kind of thing and I can see the pictures. I don't know how to bring that up all the time. It just happens whenever it wants to. But Storm Corey, it's Friday. Pa, 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 pa. Love that. Emily said, hi, Trent. What up, Emily? Brendan said, hi, what up? Crystal with the comment right away. I like when Crystal comments early. Hey, Trent, fellow Trent Angels and the Out Louders. It's Friday. Let's go. Love the energy. Let's go. Emily, yes. Little Rock, Arkansas. Betty, what up, Betty from Little Rock? Brendan said, let's go. Hey, Miss C. Smith. Gia's in the building. What up, Gia? Hey, Trent. What up? Miss Pico. If they call you back, you're whoop. That's some swear wordings there. We're not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to have to preview. I forgot. North Little Rock, Arkansas. Mr. or Mrs. West in the building. Kia Ken. One day she will stand before the Lord. Judgment awaits. I have never met a girl more beautiful than you. I fell in love with you the moment I saw you. I'm from India. Okay. Anthony said, Clinton says she never met him, yet emails say she did. Michael says, Trump has already testified about Epstein. Really? Okay. Hurd says, Palestine. Okay, I'm not going to read that. No. Hey, Trent, happy Friday. Thank you very much, Kathy. Mark says an actor will be testifying. Bill was, oh my gosh. Okay, I really got to make sure because we've got some trollers in here. Kim, what up, Kim? We all, I'm not even going to read that. These, I guess it's not bad. These creeps are exhausting. Emily said, hi, Trent. Sorry, I have to go a little bit slower because I got to read these before I put them up. Kim said, happy Friday. Somebody said, good luck, humanity. Jose said, nope, not going to put that up. Michael said, nope, not going to put that up. Here we go. Michael said, she met Epstein. Okay. Why do you think he had Bill Clinton in blue? I don't know what that means. Kim said, hey, Emily and Crystal, hope all is well, enjoying a beautiful day. Okay, you guys are just saying hello to each other. Michael said, watch the next files come out about HRC and Epstein, video and photos. 10 said, Bubba been a liar. Emily and you guys are saying hi to everybody. Joy says, hey, Derek, we're looking for you. I wish Derek was here today. What's going on? Can I write this? Okay, let's see. And though one of George Washington something went on toys and maybe we won't read that. Yeah, let's go back to proofreading before. Okay, fine. This one, the Ori says all these politicians sold out to Israel. I really shouldn't even read that. Okay, you guys are saying hello. A lot of trolls in the comments today. Somebody says Trump is not a great president and even not a nice person. It's a partisan statement. It's just the truth. This isn't a partisan statement. It's just the truth. I can't put it up because of the words they actually use. Why did Jeffrey's Island need a 3K pound meat delivery truck on it? Here we go. Katie said, hello, Trent and the Out Louders. Get Trump and his wife in front of the committee. That's what Dave said. Mystery said, it's Friday. That's why they wanted these behind doors, muddy the waters. Yeah, facts. I get it. Kim said, hit that like button. Saw the video of Jeff's partner living it up. I think I could put that. Saw the video of Jeff's partner living it up in Canada where her new blonde hairstyle. Wonder who's this time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, she might be in Montreal. Who are you guys talking about? Not too sure who you guys are talking about. Emily says Epstein files is all covered up, bro. Facts. Somebody said, get a job, brother. This is my job, brother. Bull. Somebody says, bull, give it up. Not working, misinformation. Okay, fair. Renard Tucker says, when are they going to sit down with Trump? My question exactly. Sam says, if they had enough to prosecute, it would have already happened. And the first said she was incredible. You have it backwards. Okay, fine. Somebody says, straight up TF Drake look. Okay. Donald had broken your brain. Okay. Another Drake comment. TDS Drake. That guy that filmed her called her out, nickname walking by. She turned immediately and looked at him. Somebody said I was a liar. Hey, Kim, driving home, but we'll be commenting soon. I think it was her. What are you guys talking about with this girl in Canada? There was no real evidence against Bill. Nothing illegal. Yep. And enemy. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm really sorry. A nerd, I'll just call you. DOJ is a joke. I totally agree. Our national defense venture capital team flagged is call. Apparently, you've been thinking about slander something. I suggest you don't. I have no idea what this person is saying. Don't prepare for anything. Just sell your equipment. Somebody says, don't prepare for anything. Just sell your equipment and get a new profession. Thanks, Izzy. Oh, no, don't write that. Don't put that up. The Clintons. Okay. Whoa, there's a lot of trolls today. I cannot read half of these comments. Okay. Anne says, what is your point and how does this benefit? We all know these points and nothing changed. Okay. Davo says, is there... No, there were files on Trump. Oh, I think you're saying if there were files on Trump, they'd be out already. Okay, guys, your point of there's people that have accused Trump, but then they were never investigated. So while of the files that we do have, maybe there's nothing implementing, that will be a reason to arrest him for a crime. But there are people who accused, and there are people who have been credible. So why not investigate that? This is the point that I think a lot of people are trying to make. This is the whole point with looking into the files. We know that there is probably no evidence to convict Trump, but could there be evidence to investigate Trump? And after that investigation, maybe find proof to convict him. This is how court system works, right? Christian says, you guys are falsely accusing Trump of hacking election results using Russian spies, but God has vindicated him for exposing the truth. That's from Christian. Mystery says, where did Trump meet Melania? I am sure it was on Epstein's island. Maybe that's why he doesn't want all the files released, but it still needs to be proven whether he did something wrong. Excuse me. Yeah, totally agree with you. Katie said, howdy, Trent, Katie and Andrew listening from UK, London. What up, Andrew? What up, Katie? Oh, hold on. Can't just put everything up there. And the former Victoria's Secret lawyer telling him on a hot mic he'd Okay, we can't read that. Howard Lutnick for why? Just connected? Oh, just rewind, Kale, and you'll know everything all about it. There was a picture of Howard Lutnick, and it was deleted. A president has a lot of powerful to hide things. A president has a lot of powerful to hide things. Just look at all the last one hide. Kim says, I'm almost home. Oh, Kim's driving. Somebody said new Lutnick photo. Testify in Jersey case. It's Democrat Party, not Democrat. Okay, I'm not even going to read that. The trouble with our government of today is that money is being spent without accountability to the people who they serve. Okay. Let's see if there's anything here. All right, here's somebody arguing with me. I like this. Oh, no, they're arguing with Kale. You are 100% wrong about that. It is called the Democrat Party. Okay, we're not discussing about that. Madame promised not to raise taxes, and the first thing she does is raise taxes. Okay, let's skip through. 100% full feedback, work together. We might not make it 2000 because of him. Well, somebody wants to say, hey, we might not make it 2008 because of him. Bro, you're really defending the New York mayor? Somebody asked me that. You're really defending? I wasn't defending anybody. I was just spitting what the facts are. I wasn't defending anybody. Somebody said you might be right. Kim says, I'll be the first one to say it. I love the way Vladimir Putin moves. There you go. Are you saying Mondays did not campaign on not raising taxes? What are you guys talking about? Oh, yeah, I think you meant Mamdani. Are you saying Mamdani? Oh, you're okay. You're talking to somebody else. Okay, fine. I like that speech, Ram, new affordable housing for the people for Mamdani. I hope it happens. Why don't you tell me what he's done to raise taxes since that's your claim? Well, he said that they have to pay for the deficit from what Eric Adams did. And I think it might be 12 billion. And he would like for the governor to tax the super rich. But if the governor doesn't tax the super rich or the ultra rich or anybody making over $1 million, he said that he will be forced to raise the property taxes as the mayor. That's the only thing he can do. I personally don't think he's going to do it. I think that he's using a kind of like a Trump tactic to use a threat so that he could force the hand of the governor. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. You're referring to an AI video. Somebody said new tariffs. When you broadcast your moves to your enemies, you lose the element of surprise. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. You guys are having some arguments. Kim says, "What the F are tonsil stones?" All right, there's people arguing with each other. I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm saying that's what the news is reporting. Okay, that's another person just talking back to each other. Hey, like you guys having this big conversation with each other. That's great. Mr. T is a very sick man. He really is struggling health-wise. The left is now conspiring nuts, but when conspiring, okay, no. Okay, Joy said, remember to hit that like button. Thank you. Kim says, yes, hit that like button. Tonsil stones, gods don't like ugly. What goes around comes around. That is Emily. Kim says, I will be unsubscribing a lot of subscriptions. You are so right, Emily. He's not too fond of petty. Kat said, money is king, it seems. Mystery says, I wonder why Netflix dropped out of that agreement. That's a very lucrative media deal. Yeah, right after he left a meeting with Donald Trump, the Netflix CEO was like, all right, I'm out. Kim says, thank the Lord for YouTube. All right. I thought it was at the end of comments. I'm close, though. Thanks for bringing us up to date with the political and entertainment news. You are very, very welcome. His name is Dami Tai Sun. Not too sure who you're referring to there, Kim. Yo, that phone. You're right. That phone is cool, right? I know you guys will like that. Yes, I remember Motorola Flip phone. I think I still have mine knocking around in the house. Carlos said, hi. I am down to go back to old school phones. Those were the good old days. Crystal says, yeah, you're right, Trent. You live your iPhone. Don't play with us. You ain't giving that up. Facts. Katie says, the Motorola phone, wow, I still have mine. Never throw the old one out. Edward says, okay, that's the people who are having a conversation. Kim says, okay, I get the pajamas, but what's the issue with the Crocs? Yeah, exactly, right? So they were joking about their Crocs, but does that mean they were joking? Sorry, they were joking about the pajamas. Does that mean that they were serious about their Crocs? Or maybe that was a joke too. Maybe the whole thing was a joke. Okay, that's the people who are having this conversation about raising taxes. Kim said, or hold on, maybe that was to me. Zohran Mamdani, a proposed tax increase on the wealthy and the corporations. If the state doesn't okay those taxes, Mamdani's second line is a rent freeze and 9% property tax rate. Yes, exactly. 100%. That's exactly what I said. Kim says, wow, go Uber. So Kim, you're taking a helicopter? I'm going to come to Arizona and take a helicopter to your house. Karen says, it takes me 7 minutes to get to JFK now. Okay, wow, you're lucky. Mystery says, I don't like small planes. My heart would be racing if I went on one of those car planes. Facts. Crystal says, I never wear pajamas out unless you consider leggings and a loose-fitting top pajamas. And I'm not a Crocs fan, but I feel like that is at least of an airport concern. Seriously, agreed. Maybe they should be paying more attention to the real problem, like the fact there has been multiple aircraft accidents in the past year. Let's focus on that instead of dress codes. Yeah, I know it ended up being a joke, but yeah, I just don't think it should have been a joke. Brendan Brown says, it is true Ghislaine Maxwell was spotted walking the streets in Canada. Oh, that's what you guys were talking about. Joy says, Trent, I baffled you yesterday, so think about it this way. If the president has, oh, yeah, you know what, Joy? Can you write to me what you wrote again? Because I tried to look for it while I was like just posting and I couldn't find it. Can you write to me again? If the president has nothing to hide, he would have all the Epstein files by now. People who have nothing to hide nothing. Is that what you said? I think you said something. It was a little bit more captivating than that, though. People who have nothing to hide nothing. Maybe that's what you said. Was that the exact line? People who have nothing to hide nothing. I think that's more what it was. Let me take a picture this time. Yeah, people who have nothing to hide nothing. I think that's what you said. Just please write to me if that's exactly the line. I'm going to take a picture. Yeah, people who have nothing to hide nothing. Like, you don't hide something or this or whatever. People have nothing to hide. You hide nothing at all. I think that was your line. Whew, I like that. Dropping bars. Hey, Mars is in the building. AT Angels just got here. Busy day on my end. Mars, you better rewind this because you're going to really like this show. By the way, Kim, I love your profile pic. You look like a beautiful queen that you are. Mars from Crystal Joy. Kim said something about Derek. Hello, lovelies. Yeah, there's no guys in here today. Where's Derek? Where's Citizen Kane? Where's Will Willis? Kim says, thank you to Crystal. Hey, Crystal. How's it going? Mars says they really need to interview Trump before he completely decomposes. Renee says, hey, Trent and the Louders. Kim says, I'm talking about Maxwell in Canada. They're talking about Maxwell in Canada. Yeah, I just figured that out at the end. Hello, Renee. I hope you're doing okay and having a beautiful day. Happy Friday. Mars had a chaotic day, but I'm resilient. Hope your Friday is going well. Renee said, hey to Kim. All right, you guys are just talking to each other. My day started off kind of not great. Blah, 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 blah. All right. You guys are speaking to each other. And I don't trust Clinton or Trump. They used to be good friends. Exactly. Birds of a feather flock together. Totally agree. I agree with Kim. And okay, you guys are just talking with each other. I heard Crystal. What did Mars say? I hear you, Crystal, but we can't give up and trying to make him pay for his crimes. Trent Out Loud show top viewers. Okay, I think that's a bot. I can't believe the Clintons didn't have to appear in person for their testimony. In their testimony, is it privilege going to be extended to every citizen? No, they did show up in person. They were there in New York. They showed up. I think there was rumors before. I think I even posted that, but they ended up coming in person. Ditto says, have a beautiful chocolate man. Okay. Hi, you beautiful chocolate man. Hair still on point. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Joy says, I'm with you, Kim. I have 17 subscriptions, but have only been listening to this one. Trent, you have us addicted. I love that. Mims is a good one also. Hey. Thank you very, very, very much. Appreciate that, Joy. Love having you here. Somebody said in Montreal, I think you're talking about Ghislaine. People who have nothing to hide nothing. That's it. Thank you, Joy. Simple and plain. I love that. People who have nothing to hide nothing. Thank you, Joy. I actually heard that phrase on Dr. Phil, and it's true. Innocent people do not hide stuff. Jeez. Like that. I'll take that picture again. Love that. Emily said, true story. You know what? That might be lesson of the day. Maybe I shouldn't even do lesson of the day. Renee said, hi, Trent. I'm addicted. Thank you very much. I'm addicted to y'all. Kim said she agrees with Joy. Trent, hydrate, please, and thank you. Hydrate? What do I look like? I'm not Oh, I normally have my glass of water here. I'm not dehydrated. All right, I got to the end of the comments. Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's go to lesson of the day, and I'll do my sign out, and then I'll come back to y'all. All right, let's go. This hydrating comment off here. Okay. Lesson of the day. Here we are.
We like predictability. Right. We like familiarity. We like people to be how we've always known them to be. But the thing is, when you're growing, change is the point. Let's say that you've gone on a journey of growth and transformation, and then you're catching up with your family or your friends. What are they most likely to say when they see all this growth you've been on? There's one phrase that comes up a lot that doesn't make us feel great when we hear it. Any ideas what that is?
You've changed.
You've changed. And when they say you've changed, does it feel like a really positive thing?
Hell no.
Hell no. It doesn't at all. And it's generally because it's not. It's coming from a place of their own insecurity. As humans, we like predictability. Right. We like familiarity. We like people to be how we've always known them to be. But the thing is, when you're growing, change is the point. And so if you are growing, it's going to shine a spotlight on people's insecurities, and they will share that with you because subconsciously they want to keep you small because it makes them feel comfortable. And what do we do when we struggle with acceptance? No, I haven't changed. I'm the same. And then we try and prove to them that we're the same. And then we engage in the same old behaviors and the same ways of being. And we like devolve into an earlier version of ourselves, which is not doing us any favors. So the best response to you've changed is 3 words. Thanks for noticing. Thanks for noticing. And then you can follow it up with growth has been a priority for me. And see how you've just taken something that would otherwise be a negative, and you have turned it into an incredibly positive thing that you are taking ownership for, but you're also giving them permission. You're saying, hey, I've changed because I'm focusing on growth, which allows them to think, oh, so if I focus on growth, I can change too? And it's a beautiful thing. And it's so simple.
In business, they say if you're doing the same thing that you're doing 2 years ago, you're already behind the 8 ball. This is me. I'm forever changing. I'm forever evolving. I'm always going to be the same core Trent. My core values are not going to change, but I myself, I'm always trying to change. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to learn more. I'm trying to be around people that are going to teach me things. I'm cutting off people that are not beneficial to my growth. I want to keep growing and evolving and changing when I'm 80, 90, 100 years old. Because the world is always changing. You're always learning more things. You're always interacting with people. So never be afraid of the you're changing. The person who says you're changing in a negative way, I know she was being nice there. Like, thank you for noticing. Like, I know that they don't want me to evolve, and I want to keep away from that person. Never be afraid to change. And if you're doing or you're the same way as you've always been, again, not your core values, but your diet should be always changing and getting better. Your exercise, there's new things coming out. Meet new people, always evolving, always changing, always never being afraid of growth. Their evolution is evolution for a reason. That is today's lesson of the day. All right, let me do my quick little sign out, and then I'll come back to last comments, and then we can all go and enjoy our weekend because it's Friday. All right, before I let you go, I just want to remind you of 3 things. A lot of people ask us, you have PayPal, you have Venmo. No, the best way to give back to the show is while we're on air. You can give us a super chat, or after we post this video, you can give us a super thanks to give back to your favorite YouTube host. The other thing I want to remind you about is to sign up for the Out Loud membership. You'll see this above us. If you're on YouTube, a join button or maybe a membership tab. Sign up and become Out Louder today. The third and final thing I want to remind you guys is use this QR code or the link below to sign up for Aura. It's absolutely 100% free. Just see if any of your information is out there on the dark web. Click of a button. It can all be removed. Do not hesitate to sign up for Aura today. Now, want to remind you of 3 ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. I always do everything in 3s. Actually, I don't. I'm just joking. The first way is on podcast platforms. For those of you who like to listen to shows like this, go to any pod site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up, and do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you keep notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload daily. We almost kind of upload twice a day. We upload quick entertainment news, and we also upload this show that we're doing here, which is our main show. Yes, podcast. Also, now for those of you who are like me, I like video. Head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. When the show pops up, I'm going to need you to do 6 things over there. Hit that subscribe and hit that like button. If you see a hype button, please give me a hype. It's absolutely free. You only have a few hypes a week, I think. And those are for those of you who do have a hype button. Not every YouTube channel has it. Make sure you save them. For me, it's free. At least you can give that back to me. It lets the algorithm know, hey, this video is really hype. You need to send it to more people. Third thing I need you to do is please comment below. I love the live comments and the live discussions. Today we had a very lively discussion. Please comment below the video, even if you commented here on the live. We want to keep the discussion going. That's the point of these videos. That's the point of doing these lives. Now, for those of you who do not want to join in on the conversation, I don't want you to feel pressured. What you can do, what comment you can leave, is what country or city that you are watching from. Every night before I go to my bed, I look at all the comments, and one of my favorite things to see, along with the discussions, is what country or city you're watching from, because I love how global the show is. Fourth thing is, please try to share this family. Please try to share this channel with your family, friends, and loved ones, because it helps in growing the channel, and we are here to grow this platform. Fifth, sign up for that Love membership. Sixth, do not hesitate to give us a super thanks or a super chat. The third way to keep up with the show is new in 2026. We are now streaming 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, around 5:30 on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Kick. Sorry, I didn't come to Instagram and get a comment or read one from the post, but we've already gone on long enough, and it's Friday. I'll make sure I get you guys back. But yes, we are streaming, all right? Make sure if you like live, you want to catch us live and join in on the conversation, make sure you catch us weekdays around 5:30 p.m. And also programming note, like I said at the top, on YouTube, we have 2 different streams. On your phone, it doesn't matter if you look at the if you look at the mobile stream or if you look at the regular TV laptop stream, whichever one you prefer. One is vertical, one is horizontal. Your phone is fine. Use either or. If you're on your TV or if you're on your laptop or an iPad, please do not use the mobile one. You're going to see 2 black boxes on the side. I'm going to be like this on your huge big screen at home. The mobile has the phone emoji and it has like an M bracket. TV, laptop, do not use mobile. Mobile, use whichever one you prefer. It will still look good on your phone, okay? And yeah, podcast, video, stream. Now, before I let you go, I also just want to remind you, for those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's also the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, you got to follow the Trent Out Loud show on Instagram. That is where I can talk to you and give you guys everything that you need to know, whether it be in the morning, lunch, middle of the night, on the weekends. It's a lot more relaxed. It's a lot quicker also too. You know, it's a reel, so it's like 2 minutes. I'll give you a quick take, play the video. What's also nice about there is we don't have as much restrictions as we do here on YouTube. So I'm allowed to play things in its entirety. And it's just fun. And it's just another way to keep up to date with the show. If you like this show, you actually are going to love our IG page, so make sure you follow us there. Okay. I think that's it, right? Let's go over to comments and see what Crystal has to say, because you always know she has some good comments to add. Hold on. Let's go. Somebody said Trent, Ditto said Trent, keep hydrated. I haven't seen you drink in forever. Well, I just forgot my water today, but thank you for caring, Ditto. Appreciate you. Joy says, maybe I have been a junior too many times. 5. Oh, sorry. Maybe you've been a juror too many times. 5. Got you. Love that. Kim says, if anybody tells me that I have changed, I take it as something good because I know the work that I put into myself on a daily basis. See, Kim, that's why That's why me and you are friends, man. Crystal's going to say something along the same lines before I even read it. I know we're always changing. We're always evolving. That's the whole point. Joyce says, a person who is not changing is not growing. I love that. Mars says, people are scared to change. Kim says, by the way, let me not run by that too quickly. Totally 100% agree with you, Mars. A lot of people are afraid. And I don't want to ish on people that are afraid. I get it. Some people themselves are even afraid to change. I love being able to, for somebody who I like or somebody who I'm into or somebody who I feel like is a good person and they might be a little bit afraid to change. Sometimes somebody needs you to, put your arm around them and be like, yo, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see more in you. You're a good person. Like, you can do this or whatever. Some people just need a little push, a little nudge, a little, like, it's all right. Take that step forward to change. And then you'll see they'll be off running. I've done it to a million people. It's something I like to do. That's why I'm an author or, when I, go to schools or give speeches or whatever, it's one of my favorite things. And people talk to me after and they're like, oh, I've wanted to do this, but I'm afraid I'm of this or whatever. And, I will give them a couple of words of encouragement. And I've got DMs back where it's like, yo, I read your book. And I'm like, yo, I'm ready to start this or I'm ready to do that. And you've encouraged me to do this. So, Kim, Mars, Crystal, anybody who's out there that's, a person that is okay with changing, use your superpower and help other people change. I think that's our duty, the people who are not afraid, to help some of the people who are afraid. Kim says, the minute I learn the benefit of change, I embrace it every time. I love that. Here we go. Crystal says, yes. And your brain is lazy. It starts flirting with it. It starts filtering. Sorry, I read that wrong. It starts filtering what it gives priority to. So it tries to go into autopilot. That's why it doesn't like change. Woo! It loves predictability. Wow. Let me read that again. Yes, your brain is lazy. It starts filtering what it gives priority to. So it tries to go into autopilot. That's why it doesn't like change and loves predictability. Woo! I love that, Crystal. Yo, drop. Let's go. Mystery says, lesson of the day, people change with growth as we evolve, some for better, some for worse. I'm hoping it's always for better. Yo, y'all are dropping bars today. Look at y'all. Love this. Love this. Mystery says, great show again tonight, Trent. Thank you very much. Hey, I didn't keep you up too late, Mystery. I know I kept you up late yesterday. It was a big, long show. It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think. We're going to make sure we could keep this under an hour and a half. The professor said, happy Friday, Out Louders. Hey, professor, what up? Hope you watch back the show. We missed you today. Work was long today. Woo! All right. Well, glad you are here. You caught the end. At least we're able to say hi to each other. Make sure that you watch the show and then comment below after we post this, okay? Crystal says, but the thing is, when someone does change that your brain isn't able to predict, it actually keeps your brain more active and alert. So it's great for mental health, longevity, and alert. Love that. Love that. Love that. Thank you, Crystal. Happy Friday, Professor from Kim. Professor said it back. Good night, Trent and the Out Louders and the Angels. Have a great weekend. Crystal says, when it comes to somebody that hasn't seen me in a while, tell me that I have changed. I take that as a compliment because of all the mental health and inner work I have done is reflecting out. The best feeling in the world is to be like, yo, you've changed. And what I like even more is like when like my sister or somebody in my family, and once again, it's not about changing who I am inside. I'm always going to be Trent. I'm always going to have my values, but changing little bad habits or, changing, just little things or like, oh, you're not doing this anymore? Or I haven't seen you do this in a while. No, I stopped doing that. My sister would be like, what? Like, to me, that's the most impressive. When you could shock the people who know you best. And not everybody is blessed to have an amazing family, and I never take it for granted. I'm super close with my mom and my sister. And for my mom to be like, hey, I haven't seen you do that. But I'm like, yeah, I stopped her. She's like, wow, I'm proud of you. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, It's really, really good, man. I'm telling you, change is so good. Professor says you must change your mindset, and that's forever growth. Jazzy says 1942, the Moors fall from, I don't know what this is, discovered Isabel and the real, okay, I don't know what that is. Sorry, Jazz. Joyce says you are correct, Mars, especially in relationships. So many folks need to make that move. Facts. That hurts a lot of relationships too. Crystal says it's only an insult to people who are insecure and have a lot of change to make. It's a huge compliment to people who are changing it for the better and is in a constant leveling up. Totally agree. And like I said, first of all, I think we're all insecure. You know, I'm a very confident person. Everybody has some insecurities. And yeah, you know what? Like, it might seem like an insult to somebody that has a lot of insecurity, but we have to prop up those people who are insecure. We have to let the people know who think it's an insult, it's not an insult. So when you're helping a person make change, let them know. Be like, look, your mom, your dad, or your sister, or somebody, or your family, a hater, whatever, somebody's gonna come out and be like, yo, why are you doing this? Don't say, oh no, I'm not, or I'm just taking a break. No, I'm doing this because of this, because I want to make myself better. And who is not there for you or standing beside you, that is a good test. And you guys know me, like I said, I'm blessed. But if my mom wasn't down, if my dad wasn't down, if my sister wasn't down, anybody, it doesn't matter to me. Best friend, it doesn't matter. I'm in control of my life. I'm making changes for me. I know the life I want to live. I know the person who I want to be. I know I'm a good person and no one's going to stand in my way. And it doesn't matter who comes with me. I would love for certain people to come with me, but if you can't, deuces, you know? And it takes a while to build up that kind of confidence. So we, the people who know that, got to brace the people who are insecure, or brace the people who are a little afraid. Mystery says, that's okay, Trent. You can stream all night. I'm a night bird. Oh yeah, and it's Friday, right? You don't mind, right? Kim is waving. Mara says change is the only way you move forward. 100% agree with that. Crystal says the people who have changed for the better will take it as a compliment, but the people who take it as an insult have a lot of change to do for the better. Jazz says historically there are 8 major. Okay, I don't know what Jazz is talking about. Kim said Mars that. Professor says, I also think it's best to make the change and not talk about it. Yeah, everybody has their own way and their own right, 100%. The professor said hi to Crystal and hi to Mars. All right, that is the last comments. Bam, 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 bam. All right, y'all. Oh, one more came in. Oh, Mars, she just corrected it. Guys, great week. Angels, great week. Out Louders, great week. Everybody who tuned in, great week. Had a good time. Everybody. Professor says, yes, move in silence. Okay, I don't know what Jazz is talking about. A flattering studies your weakness to use them. I don't know what talking about. Mar says, so much has happened to me in my life. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I'm not the same person. What? I'm not the same person I was lost years even. Oh, I'm not the same person I was last year even. Got that. Love that, Mars. Amazing growth, Mars. And Crystal is saying hi to M. All right. Yes, guys. Thank you very much for a great week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting the new thing that I've been doing this week. And that is posting back recorded videos. You know, I know a lot of you guys like the lives, but I think now we have a good balance. Quick entertainment news on the video side and, of course, on podcast platforms. And we'll be, of course, continuing doing these lives. So we have the best of both worlds. And I get to talk to you guys and see you guys around that lunch hour, okay? Also, check out sometimes maybe on the weekend, if there's something hot bubbling up, I might come in and give you guys a recorded video on the video section on YouTube and on podcast platforms on the Saturday and Sunday, but no huge commitment. Y'all know I like my weekends, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting. Crystal has the last word because her mama says she always loves to have the last word. So Crystal says, oh, sorry, Kim beat you. Hold on. Let me get Crystal. Crystal says, love you all so much. I'm addicted to you all. And Kim says, another great show, Trent. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I love all you guys in the chat. Be safe. And I will see y'all next week. As always, peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Professor says, I know I look forward to you every single day. And of course, Crystal, last word. Hope you all have a great weekend. All right. Let's give Crystal the last word. Oh my gosh. All right. And emojis. Me, myself, and I says to the flip phone. Sorry. Me, myself, and I beat you, Crystal. Sorry. All right. This is the last comment. Hold on. I got to give it to my girl, Crystal. Crystal, oh my gosh, Kim is coming through. Okay, you guys are fighting for the last word here. Here we go. Mar says, love all you too. Shannon is in the chat. I'm on replay, gang. Love you, Trent. Love you too, Crystal. Shannon. Crystal, put a last comment in, and once you get it in, I'm gonna put you up. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna sign out. I gotta give Crystal the last word, man. Crystal loves having the last word. Come on, Crystal. At least give me some emoji, something, Crystal. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Crystal, I'm not seeing a Crystal comment come through. All right, Shannon, I guess you got the last word. There you go. Oh, Shannon is giving Crystal the last word. Mars is laughing. Crystal, where are you? Renee, Renee says rewinding back. Thank you. Crystal, man, I'm trying here. There you go. There's Crystal. Crystal came through with the hotness, yo. Last word. Make sure you show this to your mom, all right? You're the same way as when you were younger as you are an adult, having the last word. Guys, I love you so much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.